And we're off.
Yeah.
Welcome to our inaugural Scotch Doubles 9-ball competition final for CueSoc. Yep. Good to be here, Justin, huh?
Yeah, it's not too bad. First round.
Yeah, no, it's good. I had a different expectation as to how this would all go, but seeing who's here and seeing how it's all going today, I'm really keen for just good pool.
Yeah. I think the best two teams here today, so to speak, actually gone into the final, which is actually pretty good. So we should actually see pretty good pool today.
Yep. So we got a race to 7 today, winners break. Just to introduce myself quickly, my name is Mark Geha. I am a 4th year civil engineering and maths student at UNSW.
And I'm Justin. I go to Macquarie University. I'm studying teaching in my 2nd year.
Beautiful. Good variety.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good variety. And who's playing today? So we've got, Justin and I actually played on a team today, and we unfortunately lost to Leon and Tim, who are playing right now. The CueSoc cult hero favourites.
Yes.
And Leon is studying.
What is he studying?
What is he studying? I don't know.
Actuarial, I think.
No.
Actuarial. Commerce.
Commerce. I think he's doing commerce. He's in his final year.
Yeah, he's doing
Tim
his final
and
year.
Tim's and he's at USYD, and Tim's UNSW doing
Yes.
civil engineering.
Yes.
We've also got opponents Will Wu and Justin Wang.
Wang.
So Will Wu is at USYD and Justin's at Abbey College. I don't know what either of them study though. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah. Good lag. Good break.
Not bad.
Good start.
I think they can see the one, but I don't
Yep.
think they can pot it. See what Leon does.
So we'll stick with a race to 7. Should be good. We were planning on doing a race to 9, but
I don't think we have enough time.
I
for
don't
that.
think we have time. As much as I'd like a race to 9, it can be a bit of a push for time. I don't
Yes.
know. Look, if we have a 7-0 whitewash, maybe we can go to
just
9.
put it
Why
into
not?
one.
Why not? Anyway, so Leon opted with pretty safe shot there.
Justin's got a shot here. 2 rails.
Didn't land him. Yeah, didn't land himself very well. So Justin's got a good shot here. Yeah.
Should be able to stun this in off 2 rails here.
Yeah.
Just.
Off by a lot. Yeah, strangely off by a lot there.
He played a bit of side, so
I
I
think-
think take it off a little bit.
Yeah. But I think he would have been trying to just position really well, or even try and go for some sort of 2-way.
Yeah.
At least, because I saw where he was going around the N3. Now, with 9-ball, obviously it's not core pockets. Quite standard rules we have. 3 balls behind the break line, 3 foul rule. But it also as well the way we rack the balls, the two ball at the back.
Yes.
Yeah. So very different to
Just normal
9-ball, whatever you'd expect. Fatigue kicking in for Tim. He was making them pretty consistently today, but hasn't started off too well. It's been a long day. We started at 10. It is now almost 3.
I think with these comps, so to speak, as well, it's about pacing yourself through the day.
Yeah.
So,
It can really get to you if you don't work to win the mental game. Good shot. Good shot.
Yes, he has gotten through the window of that.
Yeah, he got it through the gap, landed him nicely. Beautiful. No, otherwise
He's got angle.
this should hopefully be a.
It's alright.
He's alright.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's a
You
good
want to be
shot.
looking at a clearance here. I think you want to be looking at a clearance here. I personally think that when you've got a very spread out rack,
Yes.
it's quite easy to just go ball to ball. Yeah, and it's not so spread out with the 4 and the 8, a little close to each other, but
They're not too bad.
they're
It's
not too bad.
manageable.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
No, it's not too bad.
Is he going to play that in the side? It's very hard to see from here.
No, I don't think it was on. I don't think
Go
it
to
was
the
on.
time, yeah. Oh, there you go. Leon back at the table. Now,
Would you go 1 rail across or more?
yeah, I think 1 rail across should be okay.
He's got a stroke. He's pretty long though. It's just to avoid the scratch.
Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice.
That's a good shot.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. And he gives him just a little bit of angle as well. There's this stereotype for beginners that you want to land every shot perfectly, right? But you don't want to land everything straight, because if you're too straight, you can't actually get much movement. You can really only go forwards and backwards. Whereas if you're on the left side or the right side, you can start, playing with tangents and working with that. It's really good. It's true though. It's all tangent line, right?
Essentially, it is.
Yeah. Essentially, like when you really break it down, it's just, if you play top, you're going in front of the tangent line. If you're playing draw,
you're
going behind.
Yeah.
Stun, obviously following the tangent.
Yeah. But in 9-ball, you want to leave yourself options on the same ball, so to speak. You want to really try to give yourself an area where you want to play rather than play specific position.
That's right. And you can see that shot on the 5-ball there going to the 6, like pretty well executed. Like really well executed. Giving Leon an option, something to work with. Yeah, just want to just touch your way around the table. Yeah. Don't land behind the 8 there. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Lovely. So we actually haven't spoken about the Scotch format. Now, it's quite widely used. So just to clarify for people who don't know, Scotch is when you have one person who gets the ball in, and your teammate obviously plays the next shot. Why do you think we have that Scotch format? Because I thought about it. I mean, the main reason is just so the good players don't just,
run out
run out, or just like at least hog the table time, right?
Which I wouldn't mind, but
yeah, mate. If you were playing with me today and we weren't playing Scotch, it was just like bar kind of doubles, mate. Happy days, right? I would have let you run out as many racks as you wanted. Yeah.
As long as we got to the final, but here we are.
Very nice, very nice. Oh, beautiful touch from Leon. Straight to Tim.
This should be 1-0.
Yeah. So let's not talk too soon. We had a couple of moments, didn't we?
Yes, we had a couple of moments where we thought we were going to run out. Next thing you know, we missed the crucial 9-ball, which we should not be doing.
Yeah. Well done to them. Now, obviously, then comes the ruling of, so obviously you alternate shots. Now, do we alternate the break?
Yes.
Do you alternate this? Do you alternate that? So yes, you do need to alternate the break. You also need to alternate who played the last shot on the last rack to the next rack.
Yes.
So we try and make things, as even as possible. Yeah. So it's and you can actually call a foul if you note that your players aren't following the
structure.
The structure of the way it should go. Very, very interesting to
but
see
it's another aspect.
The dynamic, right?
It's another aspect that you kind of got to think about as well, instead of just playing your shot position, playing your shot.
Exactly. Yeah. Good break. Good break. So he got the front ball. He got a wing ball as well.
And he's got position onto 2 ball as well.
Oh, lovely.
Very good break.
Could we be seeing a run out here?
We should be seeing a run out. But
it should be. I heard from your words, it's not good enough if it's not a run out.
No, it doesn't. You must punish every single time. But saying which, the problem here would, for me, so to speak, here would be the 3 to 4. So
3 to 4? Yeah. Okay.
But as long as they manage that problem, it should be all good. And he has pretty good position on this as well.
Interesting.
Not too bad.
Okay. So, yeah, you're right. 3 to 4, quite tricky. And he hasn't landed amazing on the 3.
It's not too bad, but if he does pot it, there could be a scratch, but luckily enough, that 8 ball is in front of that pocket as well, so it could help them.
100%. 100%, yeah. Very good, very good.
However,
wow,
it's got a little bit too much angle on this football. But
there's a chance it goes. But
it's not too bad.
Yeah, you need good ball control with this.
Yes.
And I think when the shot becomes more increasingly difficult, it's so much harder to get very good ball control because you have obviously less room to get it right. So
I think with just taking a saying out of snooker as well, which is when you run out of position once, it's so hard to get it back, so to speak. Which essentially that's what's happened there. They run out of position once and they're just doing recovery.
It's recovery.
Shots all the time. And eventually,
you don't want to fall behind the bar, right? Exactly. You want to just stay on top of it. And, oh my goodness, you're right. Going from 3 to 4, you could see that it was quite tough, but luckily we're there. And, I mean, they got punished in the end.
They should get punished.
Yeah, but that scratch hurt a bit. It hurt a bit. Especially with a pot like that.
It's a good pot, but as every snooker player says, focus on the pot, not position.
Not the position, yeah. Very true. Should be applied to pool as well.
Yes, it should be.
So, just to recap, I think you would have obviously heard from previous videos, Justin's snooker player. Not talking about Justin playing right now, who is about to play on the 8. I'm talking about Justin
Chau.
The crap Justin. Yeah. So give us a bit of a story. Oh, that's lovely. That's money right there. Yeah. Give us a bit of a story of how you started and what got you into snooker.
I was a cheap person, so to speak, so I didn't want to play, spend money. So I thought, why not go to snooker instead? So yeah, I went to snooker.
I don't blame you.
Then from then on, it was just like, if I want to play pool, snooker would be a better way of actually improving. So
yeah.
So from then,
So this was in what year?
This was a while back.
A while back, yeah. And I'm assuming this was at maybe your RSL or?
Yeah, it was at the RSL, so to speak. So if you don't know, so to speak, there's a couple of RSLs here and there that actually do snooker for free, which is very good.
Yeah.
So I went there instead, and essentially, you get limited amount of fun for free. In other words.
Limited? Why is it limited?
Is
it because you're playing snooker, or?
Yeah, snooker. But,
limited fun.
Limited fun to a certain extent. It should be unlimited, but sometimes you get.
So this would have been your pre-CueSoc, I imagine. Now,
yes.
How do you found that your I'm going to say overall billiards playing improved as you just made it through from CueSoc to from snooker to pool through CueSoc?
Yeah, naturally speaking, snooker is a lot more harder to pot balls because smaller pockets, smaller balls, and a bigger table. So
exactly.
with pool, smaller table, bigger pockets.
But
which, naturally speaking, you would think it's a lot more easier, but there is nuances, so to speak, that you have to learn, which, entering CueSoc and all that helped me understand a little bit of, the nuances of, how to play all that.
Exactly.
Two different games altogether.
Exactly, yeah. Now, your first comp that you won, I believe, was snooker comp, yeah.
It was snooker.
So, you must have, this was back in 2016, so a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now, did you find that your performance then sort of helped you keep going, or through CueSoc, or because I think so? Who did you play in that final?
I can't remember.
I can't even remember.
But I remember.
How
the
was
fact
the
that I
standard?
demolished it,
You do.
No, the standard wise, I would say.
Have there been many snooker players that have come through in CueSoc, or not really?
Not really. So to speak, you don't find those type of people that like to play. If you're in CueSoc, you're more here for pool.
More here for pool, yeah.
So finding a snooker player, a genuine snooker player, so to speak, is quite hard.
Quite hard, yeah.
But I think the last person that was a snooker player that actually entered any comps is someone called Iris. He was, ages back, so to speak. Well, we used to play snooker all the time at the same club together. So
there you go, yeah. So, and you met him through CueSoc then?
Yeah, I met him through CueSoc as well.
Pretty good, hey?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's not a half decent player, He can make balls, he can make breaks of snooker, which, as you know, so to speak, if you've played snooker before, it's very hard to actually, make breaks all the time. And,
Exactly, yeah.
So, finding someone that actually can play and, push you to that extent, so it's quite nice. Yes, you might lose some days, but, you might get tilted some days, but, and overall genuinely speaking, so to speak, if you want to improve, you've got to play those people that actually can beat you and, up your game, so to speak.
Very well, yeah. No, that's so true. You want to challenge yourself.
Yeah. That's not that great.
Getting back to the match, have they given Leon and Tim a shot at the table?
Yes, they have.
Have they?
Yes, they have.
Because wait, this is the third frame, right? It's 1-1.
Yes.
They haven't done the score yet on the
But yes, it is 1-1.
It's 1-1. So who would have broken? No, these
guys
broke.
No, these guys broke.
Yeah.
I remember.
No, I think this might be a run out. Hold on, if they get this. We'll find out. If they start celebrating, then maybe it will be. Actually, no, these guys don't really celebrate that much, right? Yeah. Well, we'll leave it up to the viewer then, huh? But very tricky on the 6 to get this pot. The gap is so tight. No, he's okay, and he's cut it.
He's cut it. Has he cut it?
Wow. That's so close. That's so close. The problem with that shot really is if you miss just by a little bit, which is very, very likely. It's a sellout. Yeah. It's a sellout, right? Whereas in 8-ball, you don't get situations like that because obviously you've got someone on stripes, someone on solids, but here you got ball to ball, one ball to ball, right? Exactly. So 6-ball here now, hanging over the pocket. You just want to make sure you control it really well, and
I will play it up and down to be honest, just to make sure that essentially I don't underhit it.
Yeah. Playing against Leon and Tim, those two are able to predict ball movement very, very easily, honestly. Like, that's something that I've noticed that they're very good at. And I think, especially them being good at Burwood, especially at this venue, they know how well the table rolls, and they know how to predict shots, which is honestly like
it's a very handy
tough, yeah, something you need, yeah. So it's honestly really good to see Tim and Leon back at it again. We haven't had a Scotch comp in 3 years actually, excluding mixed doubles. So this is our first Scotch comp with no sort of restrictions on who you can play with or without. And a good win there. A good way to win. Yeah.
Good fight. 2-1 now.
Yeah. 2-1. Still early days.
Still early days, but considering how well Tim and Leon have been breaking for the past 4 days, so to speak.
Very consistently. Let's actually pull out their scores.
Yeah.
I'll grab them from you. So we had 32 people, 16 teams.
Yep.
So what I noticed specifically about today is maybe the top, say, 12 teams, or maybe even 10. Anyone here could be in the final. I would be happy to watch any of them play in the final. I know it sounds weird that we're obviously in the top 10, but like it's obviously because you're here, right? I wouldn't mind seeing you on the TV table once again, Justin. So
I had to let someone else be on
You've won 8 ball. You've won 9. Okay, I had to let someone else. You won 8. You won 9. You made you won Inter, and obviously 10 ball invitational. You lost, but I mean Tim was playing fantastic that day.
He was playing very well that day.
I don't blame you. So yeah, taking a look at how it went. So if we look at our finalists today and how they performed, so we've got Leon and Tim against. Their first round was pretty. It was a pretty standard victory for them against Steph and Bernice. So they're obviously more on the beginner side of it. Then they took on us.
We don't need to mention that.
We could have won. They deserved the win.
Yeah.
So
they played very well.
They both broken ran. They broken ran twice. Yeah. One of them actually was off a shot, which it was a push out start, and I remember we gave it away, and then
they ran it out.
It was this huge long table cut. I thought there's no way in the world they're getting it, but you have to remember if they're giving you the shot, there's a reason why they're giving it to you, because it means they know that they can get it, right? I honestly thought maybe they're being a bit too ambitious with it. I think you may have thought the same thing. But yeah, 7-1. I mean,
I remember that shot now. It wasn't a full cut, but it was quite a difficult shot on the cushion, so to speak. So even position on the 2 ball was quite hard. Happy if they got it, I was more than happy enough to actually let them take the shot.
Yeah.
So you take your chances. But
and then in the semi-final, we had Leon and Tim versus Markus and Josh. Really good to see.
Very good.
Really good to see them playing really well. Went hill, and Leon and Tim came out 7-6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now they're here.
Yeah. What a jump!
Very good jump, but
smashed it.
Does he have a edge to this 3 ball?
You'll need to swerve it, yeah?
I don't think he has it.
Can't even swerve it.
No, he has to kick at this as well.
Yeah, that's right. And taking a look at Will and Justin's route, so they took on Wayne and Anthony in round 1. Pretty standard 7-2 victory there. They took on Wei Cheng and Yifan in round 2. They had another 7-1 victory. And then they took on Johnny and Yang, who played very well today to make to the semis. And I believe they won 7-3. So both these teams here haven't conceded too many frames, except for Markus and Josh making it hill.
But otherwise from that, they've had a pretty...
Lots of 7-1s, 7-2s,
They've been demolishing everyone in their path, essentially, which is good in a way, especially with these type of comps where you're trying to pace yourself, so to speak, so you want to kind of reserve some energy. Yep,
exactly, Very good. And props to Johnny and Yang for taking on 2 teams that were harder than them and winning. Yeah. So they took on Raymond and Eric, 2 players which I think work really well with each other. And they lost 7-3 to Johnny and Yang. And then Lockie and Arian lost to them 7-4. Lockie and Arian being 2 of our arguably best players right now from that generation. Yeah. So really good effort from them. But 9 ball is 9 ball. You can say it's luck, you can say it's not. But I think it's very hard to get lucked out in a race to 7.
Yes. Luck evens out at the end of the day with these type of races, so to speak.
100%. You are 100% right on that. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everyone can say that it's, luck and that, but you still got to pop the ball, so...
Yeah. Balls are balls, right? That's just got to get them in. That's what matters.
Now, what would you do here, Mark? Would you screw with right hand English? To
That's what you would do.
Yeah.
That's not what I would do. Yeah, no, I think the 6 goes past the 9. I don't think it goes past the 7. So
No, it doesn't.
what I would do is I'd just play natural or play top, and just sort of land it on the side to pot the 6 into that corner where the 9 is. Go that way. And if I overrun it, I'm actually lucky because I can go into the opposite side, and if I underrun it, I can still get it fine.
I think Tim here is going for my option here,
Oh.
but again, you've got to think about that miscue.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. That is the last time you want to be miscuing.
Yes.
This is the worst time to miscue. Actually, it's always bad to miscue. But
Always bad.
This is an especially bad time to miscue because you didn't do it at the start of the frame. So they've got only, 5 out of 9 balls to run. So a bit over half the balls to finish up. But looking at the where the 8 is, I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, not at all.
And he's got the 8 ball as well, so it's not, they've got an 8-9 combo at the end of it, which makes it quite easy.
Yeah. Nice little touch on the 6 there. Ooh, is the scratch there? No, we're fine. You're fine. Yeah, so cutting the 7 here will it run into the 8 or 9?
I think what I will do here is I'd pop the 7, but hopefully I'll go into the 8, so to speak. Just to slow
Yeah,
the cue
that's
down.
right. Okay. It's tough. It's quite tough. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of what they're thinking about. I think they're very worried about the landing of the cue. They're not worried so much about the pot. Like, although the
pot should be quite easy.
It's like a standard sort of blind angle pot. You want to make sure that the angle, the landing of the cue ball, is good. Yeah.
You don't want to be decelerating on this, which they haven't.
Yeah. Nice.
How's the bump?
Nah. The roll did not work out too well there.
But
I wish it worked out better considering they got the pot. But
yeah.
I mean, we'll see
It's
how
just
it goes.
unlucky, so to speak.
Yeah. The table roll is actually quite difficult to predict sometimes. Yeah. But I'm not 100% sure how it all could go, etc., etc. Like, we'll
Oh, he's gone for bait.
Speed was good.
Speed was good.
Yes.
But in saying which, it's still not an easy pot. And
Yeah,
position at the same time
because
as
you
well.
landed right on the side rail, the shorter side rail, right? So
How Leon's been playing today, this should be quite easy for him, but
you'd hope, yeah.
position's
You'd hope,
not
yeah.
easy.
You want to just get right down onto it and just let the top spin just lie it forward, yeah. Like that. Oh, he's gone one rail.
Oh, it's such a
Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. The
Such a good shot.
amount of control you need on that to get it good, yeah, beautiful. He's made it so easy for Tim. That's what a good teammate would do in Scotch, right there. So, what's the score now, huh?
What is the score?
3-1. 3-1. 3-1. Slowly but surely, the two favourites are making their way to 7, but it's still anyone's game.
It's still early.
We actually managed to come back from 5-2.
5-2 to 7-5,
To 7-5, and that I was really happy with. I was like, I had a comeback earlier in the year this year, but I don't usually get many comebacks, to be honest. I think your advice helped me a lot, Justin. You know, when you're in Scotch, obviously it's good to ask your teammate, what the hell do I do? What do I do here? It's like sometimes you don't. There's a lot of stuff that you're just not used to seeing, and you just sort of have a go at it. And I think especially the fact that you come from a snooker background, it's like it's a very different perspective. Yeah, you'll see something totally like I'll say, all right, I'm going to play on the left side, come 2 rails, and you're like, no, play on the right side.
Right side.
I'm like,
Go off
you're
one
going
rail.
the exact opposite. Well, all right, right side, go off 1 rail. Yeah.
But you get 2 different perspectives to essentially playing the same shot, which, again, you know, at the end of the day, it just depends on what you feel comfortable with.
Exactly. Yeah. No good. Not only did he miss, but he scratched. Yeah.
What?
And you scratched an open rack as well, so I can't imagine this going too well, to be honest.
I don't see any problems here.
Yeah.
Probably the only one I could see is 4 to 5.
Yeah, that's right.
But besides from that, this should be quite an easy run out.
So, yeah, what we were talking about earlier, Justin, I wanted to actually chat with you about it on the mic. So, continuing on from before, the standard of CueSoc.
Yes.
How do you think it's changed? And how do you think the approach to pool has changed over the years? Now, you're obviously someone who's been here for
quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while. I'd probably say about 6-7 years. So you would have seen the likes of like a whole heap of players, right?
Yeah.
How do you think the standard has changed? Like,
I think the standard here and there has dropped down, maybe due to COVID and that.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
But in terms of that, like, I mean, back in when I was playing at the start, so to speak, we had Kenneth, we had a lot of people that, you know, their standard was very, very high. So it's kind of hard to kind of live up to that. So it's very hard, but at the same time, you can see people always genuinely improving. So you've got like Tim that started at the start, and, you know, you've seen him kind of slowly improve to this point.
Yeah,
so,
wow, like, I mean...
So, you know, the standard isn't as great as before, but you can't genuinely judge that from back, you know, then, because that standard was like very
100%, yeah. And have you played Kenneth? Because you obviously brought up Kenneth's name.
Yeah.
Have you played him recently, or when was the last time you played him?
Oh, it's been a while.
You ever played him in a CueSoc event?
Yes, I have played him in a CueSoc event. I think it was in the 8-ball final, I think.
8-ball final.
Yeah.
So who won that one? Oh,
yeah,
he would have, because you won.
Because I won the 8-ball.
Yeah, you won the one most recently this time. Yeah.
But
he's... Yeah. Oh, wow. So that would have been, what, 2017
ages
or something?
Yeah,
or 18. Yeah, wow. And, like, I mean, who else was around then that was pretty good? You had Legend, you had...
Legends.
Who else is there? Chris Dam, yeah.
Chris Dam.
He's fantastic. Like, I see him around here at Burwood playing.
Yeah,
he's good friends with a lot of the people playing now.
Yeah. He's a very good player.
He's phenomenal, man. Glanden would have started around then as well.
Yeah.
Wang, yeah. Yeah, a lot of these people are now starting to take pool a bit more seriously.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Essentially, the standard during that time was like very, very high compared to...
Yeah,
you know,
I guess nowadays, our generation hasn't yet started to say, look, maybe we can have a go at this semi-professionally.
Yeah, but at the same time, you've got to think about it in terms of if you're going to play semi-professionally, then, you know, you've got to put in the hours at the end of the day.
Yeah. So how often would you see these guys practicing?
Every single time I come here, I see Kenneth. So you know.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna play, you know, to a very high standard, you need to practice every single day. So. You know,
I can imagine. Yeah.
So seeing him every single time I come here, so to speak, just, you know, goes to show how much he puts into it. So.
Yeah, you need a lot of time, effort, support. Like, you just got to keep going with it. There's some days where you'll practice and you just feel,
you just can't.
I don't want to be there. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing.
But you just got to get out of bed. You know, you just got to get your cue out and just hit some balls.
Yeah, that's it. So, speaking of practice now, what's your sort of practice routine like?
My practice routine. So I am practicing for the snooker Australian Open coming up. So
Australian. I mean, is this your first time playing it, or?
No, I mean, I played it a couple of times already.
And how did they go?
Result-wise, not too bad. The second time around, I was playing really bad during that time.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm practicing for that now, which is, you know, something different.
Yeah. Would you have met Neil by any chance? Have you seen him around? Because he's from Melbourne, isn't he?
I met Vinny. So
Vinny, yeah. He's
very good,
isn't he?
He's very good.
I've heard he can make 147s.
Yeah, I think he made a 147 a couple of weeks ago, so to speak. So.
Yeah, because I'm sure you'd all hear about it, right?
Yeah, everyone in the snooker community, everyone hears about everything. So, so you know, we're essentially gossip girls at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with pool as well.
Yeah,
like, you can hear about all the upper events, all the CueSoc events. Like, they all just, you know, who won this, who won that, who did this, who did that. Yeah, it all kind of goes around.
It goes around everywhere, so to speak. So, I know. I've been practicing for that. Practicing like 3-4 hours, so to speak, every couple of days. So.
Yeah. Oh wow, 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, and
kind of embarrass yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And What do you think was what got you to really enjoy the game? What got you addicted? Really hooked?
Potting balls.
Yeah?
Yeah, potting balls, making breaks, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like,
do you feel like it's like slowly just challenge yourself, like you want to keep going higher and higher?
like
you've told me you've made a couple of centuries recently.
Yeah, a couple of recently, so to speak. Yeah, I've been playing quite well actually.
Is it? Would you say it's easy to make a century? Or
No,
I'm going to be honest. It doesn't sound like it, but a lot of people will make it sound like it's easy to. Like they'll just say, it's just a century, you know.
Yeah, there will be days essentially where you play and then just, everything's just natural to you. You go down, you feel like the shot's going in every single time. You feel like position's going every single time. You just get other days where essentially you just can't pot a ball.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone through that before, but it's taken me like 3.5 years, 4 years to finally actually make my first century. So it's not easy at the end of the day, and that's coming from someone that was playing like 12 hours a day.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the start, so
12 hours a day.
Yeah. So,
wow.
So it's not easy by any means.
How did you deal with the mental at the time?
The mental time. Let's say that I skipped uni, but you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
But no, like in terms of the mentality-wise, some days you might see an improvement, and then some other days you feel like you've gone two steps back.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's like trying to get yourself into the mentality of what you're doing is right.
It's like that with a lot of sports and a lot of activities. You just need to just have this positive growth.
Yeah.
And there you go. Good shot.
Oh, wait
where's the
for
cue
it.
ball going?
Where's the cue ball going? Oh my god.
Obviously, they wouldn't want to respot it. The other guys take the frame. 3-2. Pivotal point in the game.
Yeah,
right
3-2.
there.
This is essentially it's going to be 4-2 or 3-all, so to speak. So essentially, it's going to be quite a big frame this one.
Yep, another big frame coming up. Good standard otherwise. It's honestly really good to hear your input. So, yeah, I mean, we have a wide range of talent in this comp, and even through the whole year, with like Inter-Uni, I thought was one of my favourites.
Yeah, Inter-Uni was very, very interesting this year.
How have you found speaking of what we were talking about before with this whole idea of the mental game, how have you found it to be in terms of, when you're in a final, you got the camera on, you worried?
Yeah, I think it does take getting used to, so to speak. Some people got it, some people don't.
Yeah.
Some people just need to develop, so to speak. So essentially, there will be plays where essentially they get quite intimidated by the camera.
Yeah.
You just got to learn to just block it out and essentially just play your game at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Yeah.
Like just play the game that you got to the final, and just distract yourself from all the kind of distractions of the cameras, people watching. Just play your game.
Even the commentary can get a bit distracting sometimes.
Yes, I've been hearing that lately, but like in terms of that, you've just got to learn to block it all out, so to speak. Which if you are concentrating, if you're on your game, you don't really notice the stuff anyway.
Yeah. So, you're right.
So yeah, it is something, so to speak. You've just got to learn to actually deal with. But for me, so to speak, playing under the cameras now, I actually do it more better compared to just playing without any cameras or without anyone watching.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Because you don't want to feel like people are watching you. It's a bit weird.
Yeah. It's not that, so to speak. It's just more or less. It's more of a foreign thing, so to speak. Like with a big pool hall like this, everyone's playing, so not anyone's actually watching it. And then when you've got everyone kind of, eyes all on you, and you need to perform, so to speak. It does kind of. You can either go down and essentially be like, okay, this is too intimidating, or you can essentially play really well. So we've got two things going for you, so to speak. So
yeah, that's right. Now, moving on, actually, so because you obviously mentioned that you're playing in the Australian Open, do they film any matches there?
Yeah, they have a live table, so to speak, there.
And where do they host them?
Funny enough, at Mounties, where I play.
Oh,
so yeah, that's
bad.
So in other words, you would think they'll be quite,
used to it, right?
Used to the table, so to speak. But no, they recloth the tables, and it does take a little bit of time to get used to. But
yeah, exactly. Very nice, yeah.
Yeah, this 5-ball, as long as he has some angle, it should be a run out.
Should be able to clear the table here. Yeah.
So just a little stun shot here to leave himself pretty straight on the 9-ball, and should be 3-all.
Looks like he's exactly going for stun right there. I can just see the way he's aiming his cue. Justin's just making sure of it, I guess, but Will seems pretty confident to get it. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Easy 9. 3 all, yeah, well done. No, I'm confident we'll get it.
Oh!
Wait.
We say that?
We spoke a little too soon, didn't we, Justin?
Commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse.
Anyway, 3 all. All to play for here.
Yeah. And a bit of a CueSoc update I'll give you. We're about halfway through, so good 2 terms so far. This is our last event of the term. Yeah. I've actually commentated every event this term except the mixed doubles, so unfortunately wasn't there to see that one. I would have loved to see it, to be honest, but yeah, no, it has been fantastic.
How's it been commentating on all my games then, if that's the case?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I love to watch it, Justin. It's something that I would pay money for.
2 clients, mate. 2 clients.
Yeah. So good term, good variety. I'm
been a very good standard so far.
Yeah.
During this term, so it's pretty.
Yeah, I feel like we're showcasing a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Like, it's not. I mean, yes, you've been in 4 finals videos over the course of the year, but we've still showcased different opponents. With you know, we want to obviously showcase the best, but I think there's other people that deserve mentioning and recognition because people have been practicing a lot.
Yeah, I think Josh in the 8-ball comp, so to speak, he deserves.
He really deserved it. Like, I mean, that guy's been training, practicing. Yeah, Lockie has been too. He lost that semi-final game though.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah, very close, very close.
But no, Josh has been. Yeah, when I was playing him in the A-ball comp, I didn't feel sorry for him, but no.
No mercy, huh?
No mercy required. But essentially, yeah, I've seen an improvement in him, a massive improvement in him. He deserves all the credit for that.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate he was playing me on the day, but.
Oh, got to get a bit harsh there, huh? But, nah, that's fair enough.
I've got to put it back in there, but...
Yeah, so we hopefully will be able to bring good standard against Term 3. We will. I should say maybe not hopefully.
I still got to win the 10-ball comp.
Yeah, Justin's keen to win. We have 10 people who are just come to our events just keen to win.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we have our rule where if you win a comp, you can't play it again. So,
unfortunately, but...
Yeah, we'll have to clarify on how we're going to do it for Scotch. But from what I can see and from what I've heard, yeah, nice little carom there.
Yeah.
And he's landed nice on the 1.
Very good roll.
Very good roll, yeah. That makes up for that last roll that they had that they messed up. Yeah, so where was I? Sorry.
Standards.
Yeah, so the comp, obviously, the comp scenario we have, there's about 10 people who just really want to win. And I think that just pushes you a bit more.
It does
pushes you that extra bit.
It does push you a little bit, but essentially it does.
Because you've got Leon and Timmy are kind of going for their clean slate, right?
Yeah.
They kind of just want to have won everything before they graduate. Now, I think from memory, Tim's actually going to graduate either this year or start of next year.
I think Leon's
on this year. This semester. So this really is Leon's last comp. I mean, it's quite sad that he's going, but he'll definitely be around the scene a fair bit more. Leon taking a nice shot on the 3. Pretty standard draw shot here to bring you around for the 4.
Oh, good shot.
Actually played it differently to the way I would have.
I would have how I would have as well.
Yeah, I would have come around the other side of the 4.
Yeah,
and played it forward.
I would have played it a little bit more English on right English to kind of
with a top or draw. Top, yeah.
Yeah, top.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
More than one option, surprisingly.
I would just play that just more or less because of the fact that the 5 was there, so you want to kind of... I get why you played it that way, but, there's a lot of errors with that, so to speak. So.
Tim missing quite a difficult shot there, though. I don't blame him for that one.
That was quite a hard
shot. A hard angle to get
especially
it right
with these pockets as well. They're very tight today, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just in general, so.
Not as forgiving as we want them to be. Like, they will punish you if you're off.
Yes. Which is a good challenge. It makes you focus a lot more, especially on the shot.
Nice 5 ball there. Should rope itself around with the 6.
just a little
To
bit.
the 8, to the 9. Yeah.
Should be a natural angle to go around 2 cushions for this.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, beautiful, yeah. Mate, you're calling the shots as they speak. Lovely, lovely.
Although
You want to, you actually, this one is actually all right to land straight on, I think.
I would be a little bit nitpicky here, and it's land, I think, a little bit on the wrong side of the 8, but you should be able to stun it.
Yeah, like that. I personally would think, get it straight, just stun it, stop it, and then just go straight for the 9. So that's pretty good, yeah. And nicely won. Brings them up to 4-3. We'll have a little bit of a commentary rotation. While they're racking, I'll introduce our next commentator, Markus. He's going to come on for a little bit. Justin unfortunately has to go. But yeah, I don't know. Hi, Markus.
Went home.
Yeah, he got bought. Nah.
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, what's been happening?
I'm sure you have something very insightful to say, Markus.
Yeah, okay. So, I played today. And that's that. This is a really good finals, so I'm just kind of been sitting on the side.
I'm really
watching
happy
it.
that we've had our Scotch comp. Honestly,
Yeah.
we were talking earlier, Markus and I, that when was the last time we played Scotch? Well, I was saying, actually, I mentioned it earlier. We played 3 years ago. We played Scotch.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Can
We're
you believe
old,
it?
man.
We lost to the guys who ended up coming second, I think, Gordon and Thomas. That was the last time we would have played Scotch together in a CueSoc comp. We've obviously had the odd race here and there, but I don't know.
do remember it.
Yeah, it's weird how like you remember all your comp results. Like as you go on, you just kind of like, oh, I remember this from that comp and this from that comp. Like even though we've been to say 20 odd, 30 odd comps, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But no, this matchup,
I mean,
in my opinion, is probably the most interesting I think we've seen for a while.
Yeah.
Just because like all of these players at the table, like they're really
Justin's
like,
been away
I
for
would
a
say-
bit, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
but
good to have
still,
him.
like-
It's good to have him back, and it's good to have him in the scene again.
I would say that they all look pretty informed. No one's like really
It's
out
funny
of
because
it.
Tim announced his retirement like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but he is playing in an event tomorrow, so like he has been practicing at least.
No,
It's just I think sometimes he says himself like he spends too much time
Playing pool,
playing
yeah.
pool, and so he takes a break, which is fair enough.
He's like.
But yeah, he's definitely pulling his weight here today, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember that. Was it Darren Appleton and Carl Boyes retired, and then they had to sub in as like Great Britain C in the World Cup. This is kind of like the World Cup here.
Are we
You got
gonna
these
get
two
them in a
guys.
CueSoc event?
One day.
Bro,
We can get one of the guys from Apple to hit them up maybe.
All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down to see that.
I would be down to see them commentate a CueSoc event. See what they think of our standards. Like
Sure.
we have guys who can break a run. Surely that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Just
I
don't
guess
take them to
so,
league,
I
right?
guess. Yeah. No. Definitely not.
Anyway.
No, how have you found today, Mark? Good.
If you want me to put it in a very interesting way, I would say in a good way it's tiring, because like I just keep seeing good pool after good frame of pool after a good frame of pool. It just keeps going and going and going and going.
Yeah, I would say this is one of the first events where we've been playing a race to 7.
Not one of, it's the first
event
where we've done race to 7.
Playing race to 7,
How good
even
is
in
that?
in
the early stages.
In the early stages. So
Yeah. I thought we have time. It's 9 ball. We can try change things up a bit.
And I mean, it was actually good because I mean, just our semis match that I played before with Josh Hong. It was good because I think like a race to 7 kind of gets to really push you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think in 9 ball, like just playing race to 5, there's definitely the chance that a few frames can just go someone else's way because of a couple of rolls, and a race to 7 just kind of evens that out just a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I'm really happy. Like this event's actually been really, really good, and this finals for me is like probably the best I think we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
For Scotch, so
for Scotch, yeah. Like you get good variety in Scotch, but I mean, these 4 players here, I'm just happy to see him play.
Yeah,
I'm just happy to see him at the table, see what they can do, see what patterns they play as well.
I'm actually also glad that like they're not like really out of form.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everyone here is like playing to a pretty good standard, which makes the competition, I guess, a lot more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You want to keep things interesting. You want to keep your opponents on your toes a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the actual pool. So the 6 is pretty deep in the pocket at the moment.
Yeah, bit
so
of discussion happening right now.
They're trying to figure out if the 7 goes in the corner. And just based on the view that we have from the commentary box, I would definitely say it goes. It's just
they're quite stuck together.
It's just pretty important that they.
So do you think they'd be trying to break it out, or do you think they'd be trying to angle position for a combo?
No. I would be no, not breaking it out. Actually, the 7 does actually go in the corner from what I can see. So they'd probably be trying to get on.
Would think to break it out. I think
so from the camera's point of view, it should be the left side of the 7. So they should be playing this. Well, interesting, he's playing with outside.
I think he's going to try and break it out. Is he not? Oh no, so maybe he's doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay, that is definitely not what I thought. So maybe I just look like a complete doofus. That's alright. I have no idea what they're playing right now.
Neither. This is like very backwards.
I have a feeling like that was not what they wanted. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know.
It's tough to say, but it does look like the 7 does go in this bottom right hand corner. So
yeah,
I'm not sure what they were playing.
It does feel very backwards to me. I don't know why. The way they played that 6 ball. But it's always the 6 ball, isn't it?
But then again, like overrunning the balls on this table, as much as it sometimes looks like, you know, surely that would be pretty hard to do. No, these tables we've said it like a billion times in the commentary over the years, but these tables do run pretty fast. So like
they run like glass, Markus.
Getting
don't they?
Okay, yeah. So getting like the feel of the table is doesn't matter how long you've played here. It's still pretty hard. And he's fluked the 7.
Oh, he's fluked the 7. That is one of the best flukes.
I mean,
I've
it's not fluking the 9,
2,
and it's
3,
not got
3
ideal
on the 7,
position.
3
So
rails.
like, I'm not gonna say that's like unfair.
Yeah.
But then again, that is the nature of 9 ball. Like you do get a lot of flukes here and there.
Mr.
That was
A.
a really tough shot.
Mr. Tough 8.
He's landed the cue ball close to the rail, which makes the shot really hard. And for a position on the 9, I believe he's probably trying to punch it out just one rail. Otherwise, he's playing top actually. He's coming to this bottom side where he's pointing his cue right now. So he's actually playing with top spin on the 8. But I'm going to be honest, yeah, this shot is really difficult. Being close to the rail here. That's an amazing shot, and it's exactly what he played. It's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, it's just...
So Tim just has to focus on potting the 9.
It's funny because so many people would see that, oh, it's just pretty standard, right? No. But it's not.
No.
It was awkwardly straight, that one. Awkwardly straight,
Yeah.
and you wanted to just control the ball so you can land the cue ball just exactly where you were talking about. Just get it in in the sweet spot. Behind the 9, play it down table. Oh, lovely effort on the 9. Lovely effort on the 9.
That's
Beautiful.
nice. It's squared it up 4-all.
4-all, I mean...
So this is a race to 7, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, race to 7. And I am very confident to say that... I'm very confident that we will be seeing Hill at this point. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know.
I wouldn't...
I'm feeling Hill. Like,
yeah.
It's very back and forth.
We'd love to see Hill, obviously, because it makes it more interesting.
You get the most pool out of the best players.
Absolutely.
Now, talk to me, Markus, actually, while we're watching this next frame.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find these two? Because you played against them. And how did you find you playing with Josh?
Yeah, so it's the first time I've actually played with Josh in a competition. Josh
Yeah.
Hong. and we played actually really, really well together.
Yeah.
I would actually say, funnily enough, our previous match against Min Jae and Wilson was surprisingly, I would say, possibly harder. We did manage to win it, but I do believe, I'm going to be honest, I think we got a lot of rolls in that match.
What? Did you get lucky,
especially at the start, but we did still play good pool. It wasn't, but no, Tim and Leon, like, I'm sure if you've watched videos on the CueSoc channel at any point, you've seen these guys play.
Yeah.
They're very
100%.
They're very good at this game. They've played it for a while, and it was tough. It went really close.
So, did you find that they were very good with their, I don't know, what do you call it, rapport? I'll call it rapport.
Back and forth.
Back and forth, yeah. I'm not talking on the table,
I mean, they've
talking
played,
off the table.
I'm sure they've played together before in other competitions.
But what do you think specifically made it good, is what I'm also getting at.
What made it good? I guess, in a way, you talk more about position. It's good to play with players that you know and understand, because you're focusing more on getting the position play correct, and just assuming that they can pull through and make the easy shots. But yeah, I mean, doubles, some people don't like doubles.
Yeah.
Just because you do have to understand the person that you're playing with. But I would say, arguably the top 4 seeds for this event, I would say all of these teams kind of knew each other well.
Yeah.
These 2 teams in the final, they've definitely played together a fair amount of time. So
yeah. We've got sort of Tim and Leon
definitely
coming
helps.
from
Definitely
that older
helps.
generation,
Definitely helps.
And Will and Justin coming from the newer.
Yeah.
But
now that was a really good shot. I don't know if he actually intended to
I think he
do
did
there, but he
Because
probably
what else
did.
would he have intended
He probably
for, right?
did. Yeah, that shot was a bit
tough
rushed.
bank on the
because
one.
He also missed the position on the 3.
Yeah. That's alright.
But yeah, he hasn't left anything easy, so let's see what they do here. I assume you're probably aiming to play this in the corner and go around with the top. Just going forwards, maybe top right.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm not really sure. No, it doesn't look like it. He's just playing safe. It's just fair enough. I don't think he got it.
Yeah, didn't get the safety there. But when you don't have many options, you really have to revert the safety. Or you really have to play your percentages as well. Think, alright, is this safety going to actually be worth the risk?
I guess in 9 ball, I would say that the safeties are... Sometimes it can be dangerous just because of the fact you don't have to call a pocket.
Yeah.
Which means that even kicking at a ball or whatever, there is a good chance that you could fluke it just by making contact. So you do have to be pretty careful with safeties and make sure that you really get it correct.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be going around the rails here because he's got a bit of angle on the 1. He's playing it to the side.
Oh, overcut it.
Yeah.
Surprised that happened, yeah. Might be the fatigue kicking me a bit, if I'm being honest.
It's definitely a bit of that.
I'm feeling a bit, I don't know, just a bit out of it. A bit tired. Oh, fucking exhausted.
You alright?
I'm all good.
Yeah, so he's basically, I think he's shooting this 1 into half a pocket, from what I can see.
Yeah, he doesn't have much room. And when you don't have much room on these shots, you're kind of restricted with what you can do. Yeah,
that was a really tough shot.
But good effort. I appreciate it.
He's blocked the 3 with the 6.
Yeah.
By the way, I do actually have to go in 15 minutes.
We'll worry about that.
Okay. Just make sure that we have someone else to hop on. Yeah?
We're strapped, bro, don't worry.
Oh, we got this Harris or Glanden want to hop on maybe?
Go. We'll finish this last rack before we'll rotate once again. Difficult to get out of here by the looks of it. The 9's like the cue ball's quite hooked up behind the 9. So I think you'd have to come from the long rail, play a fair bit of right at a decent speed. Yeah, there you go. And just sort of nip the edge of it. So yeah, a bit too far. You don't want to play too much right, obviously, because it'll bounce out the angle.
What were you talking about?
Oh, just the safety here.
Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't really watching. Yeah, so he's just playing a touch draw off this 4 to play the 5 on the side. Just wants to make sure he gets off the rail here so you can draw back with 6. Yeah, so Harrison, I think
we'll have him take over.
Should be coming onto commentary very shortly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. It'll be good to hear from them as well, yeah. After the end of this frame, we'll grab them to come on. But yeah, I was just wrapping up turn 2 on the mic earlier, Marcus.
How much angle has he got on this 5? Can you see?
Slightly.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think he's okay.
Comfortable.
Slightly awkward.
He was fine. He was straight.
Yeah.
But actually, now he's not got that much angle on the 6 ball, so... I mean, yeah, he can go forward with...
Top and come forward, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Go forward, but like...
It's not that straight.
He's going to have a lot of angle on the 7. Yeah, one thing I've noticed is just like, I don't actually play that much 9 ball, but I've realized like, I guess 9 and 10 is kind of the same, but like the position is so important in 9 ball. Like, just like potting the balls doesn't really mean much if you run out of line, because you make the shots really difficult. Like just a little bit out of line, and you can really make the shot like a lot harder, and it makes your chances of clearing out like just a lot more. So
yeah,
you do have to be like really precise with your shooting.
Speaking of being precise with your shooting, I mean that's 7 balls.
That was like,
that is.
I mean, I don't think I could ever make that shot actually. No, honestly, like that.
You need
that
the
shot
speed,
right there.
You need the angle. You need it all. Wow.
Yeah, I always overcut that. That's a great shot.
To clear this 8-9 combo, or not combo, I should say, this 8-9 pattern from here now is quite difficult as well.
No, I don't think so. I think he can hold this, so he'll just be playing pretty light.
Yeah, just soft screw.
I don't think it's too much angle. Or maybe he did. Oh. Okay, he had more angle than I thought.
He actually played top and came back.
He drew it, not top. But yeah, so he should be trying to just focus on potting this ball.
Oh, beautiful.
That's a great shot. That's a great shot. So the score currently is 5-4 in Leon and Tim's way.
Yeah.
And it is a race to 7, so...
It is a race to 7?
Yeah.
We'll introduce our next commentator. We got Harris coming on. Another CueSoc favourite.
Okay, cool.
Introduce yourself.
Hey Mark, how you going?
Yeah, good. I think Glanden might come over as well.
We'll get him over. So yeah, Marcus and Mark had to dip out just for a second there, but obviously Harris here with you, and then we've got an old-time favourite here with us.
What's up, guys? It's Glanden. Back again with another commentary. But hold up, I need to stop playing my idle game.
So we've been on the sideline sort of watching the game from the beginning as well. And from what we've seen, Glanden, I think it's been pretty even. Very solid game so far.
Yeah. I feel like going into the competition on paper, people would have expected maybe Tim and Leon to maybe have a slight edge. Because both Tim and Leon, they're competition winners. Tim winning CueSoc 9 ball last year, I think. One of the years.
I think he lost to Justin. Maybe not.
No,
Wait,
Leon lost.
Leon lost.
Tim won CueSoc 9 ball, and Leon got into the finals, but he did win CueSoc 8 ball, I think like a couple of 2 or 3 years back. So they're both CueSoc competition winners. So I think on paper, you would expect Leon and Tim to have the edge. But so far, like Will and Justin, like they're playing so well. So
yeah, obviously for this one, Will, you've probably seen in, I think probably a 9-ball video or something like that before. And this is probably Justin's debut. Both very capable players, both City Heroes locals as well. They play a lot with the guys around here and with the CueSoc people. So, and you're seeing some of that performance there as well.
Alright, let's have a look at this shot. So Tim unfortunately is a bit off angle here, but he managed to hold it. Well done.
Looks like Leon can see this ball.
Oh, he went rail first. Good shot.
Very nice. It looks like Tim is looking to play this into the side probably, just past the 6, and then...
Yeah, normal top might mean that you'll bump into the 8, so let's see what he does here. Maybe he'll go past. Yeah, so he did bump into the 8, unfortunately.
Leon's still got the gap.
Yeah,
so
I think he might just be alright.
6 will go fine in the side. Depending on the angle, ideally he'd like to take the 7 up at the top left. That's what he's done there. Ooh, a little bit of a weird bounce there off the end rail, but it's worked out fine.
Yeah, I think as long as he didn't... Maybe he even played for that, to be honest. But as long as he didn't scratch, he was more or less fine there, to be honest. So that was a good line. And I think, you know, especially for us in CueSoc, for most of us really learning pool, playing lines is really important. And I think Leon just then demonstrated a really good example of playing a good line where there might be a bit of commotion there, but yeah, as long as you play a good line into the ball and think about exactly which direction the cue ball travels, positioning becomes much easier compared to if, I guess the best way I can describe it using words is playing across the line. But for example, just then Leon choosing to play the 3 rail shot meant that he had practically the whole left side of the 9-ball to land and still give Tim at his level a relatively simple 9-ball. If you guys look at that ball just then, although Tim missed, if you guys look at that ball just then, even if Leon landed it, his cue ball on the rail, on the left rail that we can see, or in the position that Tim had, it should be a really easy pot for Tim. And as you can tell, Tim was actually quite disappointed that he didn't make that, because that should be quite routine. So it's a bit unfortunate there, but he did leave a relatively hard pot, I would say. So let's see what Will decides to do here. What would you do here, Harris?
I would go for this in the top left. I think the important thing is he doesn't want to play this flat, so he doesn't scratch in the middle pocket on the other side.
And by flat, guys, Harris just means center ball.
Yeah,
you know, you want to play with like even just a touch of side, maybe even half a tip, like just a tiny bit to the right side preferably, and then the cue ball will go above the side pocket that we see right now.
Okay.
Wow, what a shot.
Amazing shot there.
I guess Will could see the... Nice shot. I guess Will was able to see the angle better. And he was actually able to bank that, so well done. That was a great shot.
Yeah, it was a nice way to avoid any of that flirting with the side pocket. So great shot. And again, with this game, you've seen that it's been 1-1 throughout the whole match. So now the guys are even at 5-all, I believe. The scoreboard will tell you the actual score, but I think it's 5-5.
It is 5-5, yeah. And I mean, Leon and Tim did pull out an early 2-game gap. They were up 3-1, but yeah, I think I remember there was a shot where 2 balls were frozen together, and unfortunately Tim and Leon, they threw that ball the wrong way. And playing frozen balls together, if you guys are interested, you should probably YouTube it actually. There are videos online that will teach you guys how to throw balls when they're sort of frozen together. But yeah, anyway, 5-all now. Onto the break. They've been really unlucky.
Yeah.
They've scratched 3 times.
For both teams, I think the table has been breaking too well. Especially for 9-ball. Sort of a game you'd expect the break to be fairly consistent, just because you've got the magic rack and it's laid out in such a way that you can consistently get the cue ball to a certain spot in the 1-ball and such.
That's right. That's right, yeah. And for those of us, just in case, for those of us who don't know the 9-ball break, because I came a bit earlier on the comp today, although I didn't play. Came a bit earlier and I saw that some people, they might have gotten the 9-ball break a little mixed up. But basically what you want to do, guys, if you have one on the spot, basically one sort of on the top of that little dot, which marks the second diamond from the top and the middle diamond as well, if that makes sense, guys. Second diamond from the top of your screen and the middle diamond from the top. Basically, that's what we call the spot. And if the 1 ball is on the spot, after you guys rack it in the diamond shape, all you have to do is to put it 1 ball away on the string called head string itself from either side, and if you hit it just dead on, the wing ball, as we call it, will always go in. So it's a bit hard for us to explain here, so maybe we can revisit that once the next break comes in. But let's just focus back onto this frame for now, because honestly I have no idea what's happened. So
really nice shot from Tim there. You saw that the angle that he had on the 6, the cue ball was naturally going towards the 8 and the 9, and I don't think he wanted to flirt with that, possibly disturbing the balls. So instead he played sort of a split safety, if you like, sending the 6 ball back down to the other end of the table and leaving the cue ball one with distance on the other end of the table, but also it's a double payout that he got behind the 8 and the 9. So great shot there. We'll be looking to kick at this.
Or perhaps jump, because jumping has now become a very sort of prominent thing in pool.
It's the norm now.
It's the norm, that's
you don't
right.
kick anymore unless you're in the Philippines. So.
That's right, and you can see the short cue coming out. Alright, let's see how Will hits this.
I would wager that he's going to contact it. It just depends on which side he hits, or if he hits it full.
Yeah, he might want to just aim full and then hopefully see what happens. Obviously, if you are good at jumping, you can maybe try to aim a bit more either for the pot or just to aim for the hit. So as we can see, I think Will just aim for the hit there. He's probably hoping for a bit of a roll, but unfortunately he got sort of sold out here. So maybe just top with a tiny bit of left. And I think Leon should be alright. Good shot.
Exactly what you said, Glanden, using that left spin to sort of hold the cue ball. It was going in the opposite direction, so that left spin helped it sort of stay just enough so that it's easier to put the 7 ball. Didn't float too far back out to the middle of the table.
That's right. It was actually such a touchy shot as well, because you're playing what's called the check side, which goes against the natural direction that the ball wants to go in. So, yeah, it's great. Played that well.
Very surprising there. I think Tim may have come off the ball a bit there in his stroke. Very uncharacteristic miss.
Yeah. It's what happens a little bit when you try to hold the ball sometimes. But at the same time, the angle was quite big, given from Leon, although Leon did already play a really good shot, so a bit unlucky there from Tim.
Ooh, wow.
bit of a lifeline there, I think.
It's unfortunate.
It is, because I think Justin, we don't see him at Burwood much, because he plays a lot in the City Heroes. And if you guys have been to both, you guys will probably realize that the tables play vastly different. The diamond tables that we have at Burwood City Heroes, they're world-class tables used in a lot of tournaments all across the world, especially in the US, but they are known to be very, very bouncy, and they are also known to sort of just play a bit differently to a lot of other tables as well. So just then with Justin's shot there, maybe he just misjudged either the pace or the roll of the ball a little bit. So
I think in trying to not bump the 9 there, Tim was focusing a lot on that, and then as a result lost the cue ball a bit, but not the end of the world. Leon's still got a shot, whether it's in the side or the corner.
That's right.
Just a tester for this team now.
Let's see how this goes. How would you play this, Harris?
I would put this confidently in the top left, but again, it all depends on the angle that
As in bottom left from our
bottom
angle?
left, yeah, bottom left.
That's what Leon did. That looks great. What a shot. Really good 9 balls over the last 2 racks here, actually. Really, really good 9 balls. All right, let's have a look at this rack, guys. And then for those of us who may want to learn a bit more about the 9-ball break, I'll sort of explain once the balls are all in position so that you guys may get a better picture.
So we've got Leon and Tim on 6 frames here, and then Justin and Will just trailing behind on 5.
That's right.
Actually, you should explain the break while they're racking.
So if you guys see the ones on the spot, we're expecting the 8-ball to go in. There you see, as you can see, the 8-ball sort of tracked towards that pocket there. Usually, if you hit that dead straight, you'll be able to get that cue ball. You'll be able to get that wing ball, as we call it, dead in. Unfortunately, Tim here, it could be the table, honestly, because I feel like both teams have been playing quite bad.
Yeah.
Breaking quite bad, sorry. And sometimes it's just the table. But as you could see, if you guys want to replay it, the cue ball ended up going across to the bottom right-hand side, which meant that Tim sort of cued across the rack instead of hitting the one dead on from the angle which is hitting at. But yeah, next time you guys have access, especially to a magic rack, which will always get the rack tight. For those of us who may be guessing a little bit or may have guessed a little bit about the break during the 9-ball comp today, you guys can sort of try that out for yourself a bit more.
Bit of a choice here. Looks like the 5 could go in the side potentially. So it's up to Leon whether he wants to float across the top of the 5 and then he's got insurance for the bottom left, or whether he wants to come to the bottom, which I'm not liking just because the 7's in the way. So you might see him float across from the 4 here.
Now, see, that was actually a really, really good shot. Although Leon sort of missed the mark a little bit and went a bit too far. I'm not sure if you guys could see the angle from the camera, but a lot of the times, people actually... a shot that Leon actually plays really well at is something called the drag shot. So the drag shot is where you cue the bottom of the ball, but you cue it with a soft strength so that by the time the cue ball actually hits the object ball, it's still rolling, if that makes sense. And there's a really good video online on YouTube that I watched recently by a former professional pool player called Carl Boyes, Karl space Boyes.
I did see he's been putting out a lot of YouTube content.
Yeah. And that guy's won a lot of really big tournaments during his career. So if you guys are interested in that, it allows you to play a shot with a really confident stroke, but at the same time with a really soft speed. And that's something that you can't actually get if you want to play a ball slow and you end up sort of rolling the ball. Great shot. So that was cued really well there. Let's see his position on the 7. I can't actually see, to be honest, because Justin's in the way.
It looks potable in the side. I think Will's main concern here is how he's going to hold for the 8. He doesn't want to drift out of the bottom left corner of the table. Let's see how he tries to hold this. Might have tried to bump into it there as a solution, but didn't quite get there.
Yeah, that was a hard pot. This is probably the best he could do, to be honest.
You could even cut this, Glanden, if you're feeling really confident. However, it is tough.
That's right.
Especially given that the other team's on the hill.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll see what the guy's trying to do here. And even using the rest makes it even harder.
That's right. And one of the reasons why cutting this is so hard isn't just because of the fact that it's a hard pot, but also at the same time, it is really, really hard to get position on the 9 as a result of it being such a thin cut. As you can see here, if Justin actually potted that ball, he's going to have a hard shot on the 9, simply because of the fact that it was such a thin cut. And what I mean by that, let's have a look at how this frame goes, and maybe we can go into a little bit about sort of cue ball control, like sort of speed control for the cue ball, and what sort of thicker and thinner cuts do to these balls as well.
It's nice that Leon's got a bit of angle on this ball to work with, so he should be able to get at least to the middle of the table, if not closer to the 9.
Yeah, he actually didn't have a lot of angle, so as you can see, Leon actually played that shot rail first, which is really good. I think from our angle it was a bit hard to tell there was no angle, but as soon as Leon played that, we could see that there was actually really little angle there. Great.
And it looks like that's the game.
That is the game, actually, yeah, I didn't even realize. Well done, guys. So Leon and Tim now have 2 accolades in CueSoc. Tim both 9-ball related, 9-ball doubles and 9-ball singles, and Leon 8-ball singles and now 9-ball doubles as well. So well done to these guys, and obviously well done to Justin and Will as well. They played a really, really good game. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you CueSoc, thank you City Heroes. That's right, that was Lockie, our CueSoc president, thanking our sponsors there. Yeah, I guess we'll have to end it here, but guys, if you ever have any questions, ask any of the guys that you see in the video. I'm sure they'll be happy to help you out, or just YouTube sort of cue ball speed control, and I'm sure you guys will find that as well. And if you guys ever see me or Harris around, feel free to ask us as well if you guys have any questions. But otherwise,
yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll hope to see you at the next event. See ya.
See you guys.